Hello, you're welcome. You're welcome onto my channel today, and it gives me great joy to observe you are viewing this video. I'm Dr. Olayinka Akanle. I'm a lecturer in the university. I'm a migration expert. And this video you are viewing today is very important in context of new development in the United States of America. Meanwhile, if you have not subscribed to this channel, kindly go ahead and click subscribe on your screen right now. Tap subscribe on your screen right now to subscribe to this channel. Migration to the United States during Donald Trump's presidency. What to know? There have been so much worry, so much argument, so much concerns about what will happen in the second term of President Donald Trump, especially because one of the major points that he used to win the presidency is anti-immigration rhetorics, anti-immigration narrative, anti-immigration antics from beginning of the campaign till the end. Even when he lost his second term bid after his first term, he consistently maintained the anti-immigration narratives across all his engagement. And the momentum for that narrative actually got to a peak, and he was able to win among other reasons. But anti-immigration rhetorics, I tell you, it can be considered as one of the major strategies that ended President Donald Trump this second term that is going to start very soon. So this worry can be said to be legitimate because even from the recent appointment that he has made, you can see that border SARS, those who share his perspective, even right from his first term about anti-immigration strategies, have been appointed. People that they have been called border SARS. So they've been worried, people are worried about travel bans for those who want to come into the U.S., for mass arrest, mass deportation. In fact, Donald Trump has consistently maintained that he's going to embark on largest deportation in U.S. history. He has consistently campaigned on the argument and logic of immigrants being bad news. And there's been, in the first time he tried closed borders, tried to engage safe haven states, sanctuary states where there have never been deportation for so long. Trying to change the approach. And he's been arguing that people who have already failed immigration process, most of them are still around. He has been throwing figures, whether true or not. There have been challenges after fact checking. There have been challenges against this figure, saying 10 million people illegally entered the United States during President Biden's tenure, saying there are over 11 million undocumented immigrants in the U.S., and that some of them have stayed for over 10 years. Even after failing the immigration process, and those ones entered illegally. And they've maintained this narrative that they have to make America great again, they have to make America safer, and all this anti-immigration narrative. So they've been worried, they've been concerned, people have been calling me, people have been telling me that they're not going to be able to go to the U.S. again, that this president will make America difficult for people to come into or to be able to live in. But I want to share this point based on my own perspective. A major law, a major legal framework that President Trump wants to use is the what we call the 1798 Aliens Enemy Act. Trying to consider immigrants as aliens, trying to consider them as enemies of the state. But this act is only useful during law, during war. This is an act, like a law, that can be used only during war period, if America is at war. But America is not at war, and it's not at war against itself. So I consider this 1798 Aliens Enemy Act difficult to be used. So we cannot rely on that act, and there will be huge logistic problem. Does such deportation, such anti-immigration policy, those bans will cost American taxpayers in hundreds of millions of dollars. There will be legal challenges. People will wage legal challenges. He tried some of this in his first term, but could not pull through. He made a lot of brick walls, protests. In opposition part, America is not just any country. There are people who will challenge this in court. Even immigrants also have the right to challenges. There will be legal challenges, there will be logistic challenges, there will be opposition from parties, there will be resistance from Americans. The federalism is also a major issue. America is a federal state. President Trump cannot just impose his anti-immigration bias against every immigrant or incoming migrant. So, whereas states like Texas that have always had anti-immigrant posture may flow along, they may make it difficult for immigrants, but pro-immigrant states like New York City, that are considered as sanctuary states or safe haven, even may not go along with this. So there will be a lot of differences across different states. So it's not going to be easy. Then immigrants ultimately are not always bad news. America also depends on immigrants to drive the economy, to drive the system. Immigrants are among the most hardworking people in the United States, and they pay taxes. So it's not going to be a walk in the park for President Trump. So I think everybody that wants to move to the US, or if you have the US, is to keep your hope alive, keep your strategies active, keep immigration hope alive, and you have to make plans as fast as quickly as possible. Make plans to cope and survive if you just want to come into the US, or if you're already in the US. Make plans and strategies. Keep your hope alive. Entertain no fear. Fear disables. Try, if you just want to come into the US, you have to use legal route also. If you plan to use illegal route, irregular route, try. There are many legal routes that one can use to come to the US. And if you are in the US, there are many legal approaches you can use. Just be fast, be positive, and be realistic, during this time, and make sure you constantly begin to do things that are legal to remain in the US. And I'm sure there won't be close border against all categories of immigrants if you just want to come to the US, because the United States cannot survive without immigrants. But President Trump may not be saying that he wants to pay more attention to border controls and make sure that only those that are legal are able to enter. Those who are able to have skills to contribute to the United States economy are the ones that he wants to allow. But there will certainly be immigrants, even in his immigration to the US. Even during his first term, many people moved to the US. A lot of people moved to the US, and they're still in the US. So it's not true to say, okay, there will be outright blanket ban on immigration. United States cannot survive without immigration. That's the truth. So there can never be a blanket ban, and I've said this to some people. There can never be a blanket ban on immigration. So if you just want to come to the US, make sure you continue your processes. Don't be discouraged. Don't follow this political. It's also very political. Immigration is a very political issue in the US. It's divisive at the same time, very political, because there are so many people who are anti-immigration. So to win those people, then there may be need for President Trump to continue to emphasize the anti-immigration rhetorics. So it's just political also sometimes. So you have to be realistic, leave the politics for the politicians, and make your plans to move into the US. If you want to move, try legal route. And if you're in the US already, keep calm and watch the play unfold. And essentially, make your plans. And know that most of these anti-immigration narratives are for political reasons, to appease some constituents. As we continue to watch this unfold, I'll be dropping more videos as I have things to say. And if you have comments, drop your comment. If you want me to address some things, drop it in the comment section. Please subscribe. Until I see you in my next video, continue to share. Bye for now.